Good afternoon, Lake Tahoe. Are you ready for a change of pace? Well, today on the Lake Tahoe Art Scene, we get to talk with the owner and manager of a brand new art business whose theme is gaining popularity nationwide. I'm your host, Robert Schimmel, bringing you the who's who and what's happening around Lake Tahoe in the arts. It's always fun to be here with you, and if you'd like to be a part of the growing Lake Tahoe art scene community, please check out our new website, LakeTahoeArtScene.com, and discover its many resources, as well as some ways that you can become involved and just reinforce your knowledge of the arts and people that are involved in the community. Joining me today are Frank Slifer, owner of the Lake Tahoe Paint and Sip Studio, and Matt Kaufman, manager of this new business that just opened at 900 Ski Run Boulevard, Suite 105, South Lake Tahoe, California, in the Ski Run Marina. Frank and his wife Jill are from New Orleans with lots of business experience and moved here recently, while Matt is an artist, a local, a teacher, and founder of the Sphere of Influence that has been instrumental in focusing graffiti artists and youth on constructive projects around South Lake Tahoe. Well, welcome, you guys. This is a treat to introduce a new business into South Lake Tahoe, and hey, I just want to welcome you, and let's get on to the fun details so that you can tell the folks what they've been probably didn't know they were anxious to hear. Frank, what is Paint and Sip, and where did you get the idea and concept from?
Well, first of all, Rob, I'd like to thank you for having us today and giving us the opportunity to share our new business with the community. And we visited Lake Tahoe many times over the last 15 years and just always dreamed about doing something here. In New Orleans, my wife was a teacher, and I was in the restaurant business. We were looking for a change, and the Paint and Sip Studio was originated in Louisiana, the first ones, about 10 years ago.
Crazy, okay.
So we were familiar with it, had been to some, and a friend of ours opened one in Saratoga, New York. So we went up there, spent some time with her, got the fever, and after that, we were sold.
Back.
Yeah,
that's nice. So. You know, what a coincidence between where you live and then a friend already finding a business that would appeal to you.
Right.
That's awesome. Have you been? Excuse me, folks. Have you been a drinker your whole life?
No, actually, I'm not a wine connoisseur, and I'm not an artist. But we are business people.
Absolutely.
And we are interested in the concept and willing to and anxious to get our feet wet on both fronts.
Yeah, nice. Well, the location on Ski Run Boulevard, which is at the intersection of Highway 50 and Ski Run, and it is the marina, a serendipitous thing, or were you looking for a site like that specifically?
Actually, I just, I got introduced to a local realtor, and when I flew down here in March, I met him. He took me around to several places. Of course, once I saw that place at the marina, I thought this is the place.
Sure.
It's a beautiful place, lots of activity. The owner is very interested in art, and there's lots of art around his facility. So we thought it was a natural fit, and it was an easy decision, really.
Cool. Yeah, Ellie Eshmany is a great patron of the arts, and I've had a lot of fun with him over the years. So I'm glad that you guys hooked up and have a good relationship. Is this Paint and Sip any part of a franchise ultimately, or?
No, they are some franchised throughout the country, and this concept has really grown in the last 4 or 5 years.
It certainly has.
It's all over, and several big franchises, some of them 25 different locations. I think as many as 75 in some franchise companies.
My goodness!
But we're an independent, and we're going on our own, and we have our own ideas, and we're trying to make this concept work in Tahoe.
Sure. Well, on that note, how does it work, and what kind of skill level and so forth are involved in this?
Well, the great thing about it is you need no experience, and it's more of a social thing. It's great for parties, for team buildings, corporate events. It's great if you just want to get out one night and relax and have a glass of wine. That's the sip part of it. We know a little bit about that. And
yeah.
We have all local craft beers.
As a matter of fact, excuse me, folks, yes.
Yeah, we're indulging a little bit here.
That's it. This is a reality show.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
But it's just a fun night out. During the week, our classes will be normally from 7 to 9.
Okay.
And on Saturday and Sunday, we'll have multiple events. And we available for private parties. One thing that we'll be doing that I think will be good for the community is one Monday per month we will do a fundraiser for a local nonprofit.
Wow.
And they will allow them to sell the tickets for the studio, and we will donate half the proceeds back to the nonprofit. So we'll do that once a month. So that's a way for us to get involved in the community.
Terrific. That's a hot ticket, because you'll gain the community's interest in you because you're showing interest in them, and we'll get more patronage. Well, why don't we turn it over to Matt for a second and talk about the specifics of how it works, the classes that you are formed, and and what you do as the master manager and painter there.
Oh, what a title.
Yeah, there you go.
Very kind of you, Robert.
I like it.
Okay, well, the way it works is we have a different painting scheduled on our calendar available through the website, so you can pick which piece you're interested in creating. Like Frank said, 7 to 9 is our most popular spot right now. And when you arrive, you get a canvas, a palette of paint, and there's a completed painting, so you know where you're going. The class has an idea of the destination, the end result. The artist or the instructor for the evening also starts with a blank canvas, and we walk through the process step by step. So sometimes the paintings can look a little intimidating for someone who's never painted before,
right.
But we've got lots of tricks and tips to show just the simple process of creating your own masterpiece.
Sure. Well, and with 2 hours, I mean, you're giving people really an appropriate amount of time, because 2 hours isn't too much, especially if you're sipping and you're making it a social thing. You're making it fun, and that's the whole idea, right? Take the fear out of this thing.
Exactly.
It's kind of a really an interesting and great, tricky way of introducing people to art that they might. Well, tell about that little bucket list story a little bit about that. I mean, how people can do things like this out of the blue that get them involved in art.
Sure. We had a couple come through over the weekend, and they were browsing around. I think they first popped their heads in on Friday, and they're browsing at some of the artwork, just really intrigued by the pieces that we had on the walls, mainly the Tahoe scapes, the landscapes and such. And they're like, boy, I don't think I can do this. This is really intimidating. I've never picked up a paintbrush in my life before. But it's on my list of things to do. I wanted to take an art class,
sure.
At some point in my life. And what better way to do it than over a glass of wine?
Exactly.
So, yeah, they came in and they registered for a class on Saturday afternoon, and we had a great time painting a Tahoe scene of the East Shore.
Excellent. Yeah, that just, the more I've thought about it since seeing you guys and then going on your website as well as Facebook, and we might as well do that right now. Why don't you clue them into how they can contact you, and then we'll do it again at the end.
Sure. Our website address is LakeTahoePaintSip.com. You can check out the calendar of events, all the featured paintings, and see what's going on throughout the week.
And then there's info at LakeTahoePaintSip.com, right?
That's our email contact, okay. Correct.
And the phone that's on your card, I assume that's okay? That's 530-600-0662. Okay, so the classes that are offered are just one time a day from 7 to 9, like Frank was saying, or do you have a couple of periods that you try to reserve for classes?
On the weekend, we offer 2 to 3 classes. We have a couple throughout the day, like an afternoon and then an early evening class, but the 7 to 9 block is our standard midweek class time.
Perfect. And then can someone drop by? I mean, if you're even if you're having a class, how do you handle just drop-ins that want to do something on their own without a class time?
Frank, you want to address this?
Yeah, we welcome visitors anytime, but naturally if we have an instructor teaching a class, anybody that would be there at that time would pay the regular price, which is $40. We do have open paint available, so if there is no instructor and somebody just wants to walk in, use our canvases and paint materials, they can, and the price for that's $25.
Okay. And is that per... The $40 is for the class.
Right.
That's a 2-hour thing. What is the drop-in?
The $25 is just open paint. You can come in without an instructor.
Right.
Use our materials and our studio.
For how long?
For as long as you want.
Oh, okay.
You get one canvas and whatever
One set
paint
of
you
paints,
need.
yeah. Okay.
So if it takes you 2 hours or 4 hours, whatever, as long as it doesn't interfere with our regular class.
Okay. And then the bar, so to speak, is a beer and wine bar, or is it expanded, or what is it?
Yeah, exactly. We have beer and wine, we have bottled beer and draft beer. We have local craft beers that we're using, and we have a variety of wines that we think can just about reach anybody.
Meet anybody's taste,
Yeah.
sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, I think you touched on this a little bit, and either one of you guys want to handle these questions, just hand the mic around. Do you do private parties? I think you've mentioned that. How are you approaching that, and what do you want to let the public know?
Well, private parties are going to be a huge part of our business. It's a very popular concept for bachelorette parties, and we think Tahoe being a great wedding destination, this is a perfect fit. We do corporate events, team building. It's great for a business if they want to get their employees together instead of going sit in a bar room somewhere. They can come relax, do something creative, have fun with each other, and the private party thing is a big part of the business. We do birthday parties. Eventually, we will have a separate studio just for kids, which will allow us to do birthday parties for kids and anybody under 21. Right now, the license that we have for wine and beer doesn't allow children in the present studio.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, with the artists themselves and their backgrounds, Matt, you may want to handle this. What are the backgrounds, and what can people expect from you guys as instructors?
Sure. All of the artists that we have on staff have a pretty strong background in painting, really strong painters. One of the girls is currently completing her Bachelor's of Fine Arts down at UNR in Reno.
Nice.
And our other local artist is an accomplished mural painter.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then, of course, your background is substantial. So, folks, go on the website. Be sure to check it out, and or Facebook. And have you, just as sort of a wrap-up, is there anything on your minds you'd like to say, because we're kind of running out of time, but that I haven't hit?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention is in October, we're going to be enlarging our studio, doubling the size, which at that point it'll allow us to design a studio just for kids, and we'll have probably another 50% space, 50% more space for
Gotcha.
adults than we have now.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. It's going to be, the little store right next door is moving out, and we're taking over, and the studio looks great. It's it's really a neat place. It's very comfortable.
It's fun.
It's a fun place.
Yeah.
There's pictures all over the walls. The bar is nice. So we invite everybody to come out and take a look, browse around, and you can go online. That's the way we ask people to register for the classes, because the seating is limited naturally.
Sure.
But if you go to the site, you see the calendar, you see a painting you want to do, go ahead and book your seat early so we can save a spot for you.
By the way, can you serve people who aren't actually using the paint part? Can you just serve from your bar for the sip part?
Yeah, absolutely. Our bar is available every day that we're open. It's available to the public. Once again, we have limited space right
Sure.
now, so we're mainly there for the paint sessions. But if somebody wants to walk in, have a glass of wine, we welcome them there.
Absolutely. Okay. And let's see. In wrapping it up, then, have you guys found Well, you know what? That's going to be a chat. So that I better not do that. It's always when I get to the questions I want to ask to get someone, they're the ones that take the longest. So Matt, why don't you finish up by telling people how to find us and any closing thought you have?
Okay. Excuse me. So the best way to get a hold of us is through the website, LakeTahoePaintSip.com, or just swing by the studio. We're on the marina side of Ski Run Boulevard.
Yeah, in the marina. So walk in, enjoy the whole marina, but do check out their studio space, and it's obvious. You'll find it. And anything you wanted to add as far as whatever regarding the operation?
Sure. It's just been a blast. Every class is super fun, so I encourage anybody that has the slightest inkling to check out painting, to pick up a paintbrush for the first time, to drop in. I don't think you'll be disappointed. We have a great time over there.
And you get to take something home with you, as opposed to other ways you can spend your money and not have a thing to show for it. Hey, guys, thank you so much for